All right, boys and girls, we have made it official. This is the first episode of Bodybuilding and Cheat Meals. I have with me my friends of Iron and Cheat Meals. Casey Wilson. Casey, what's up, brother?
Not much.
He's here. And we got James Baller over here with the ultimate kick game setup going on behind him. What about it? I tried to outdo you. I couldn't do it, man.
What up? Yeah, I don't know, man. Usually it's a little more official.
Well, that's we're all the same. If we do anything, we put a lot of time and effort into it and go all out. So I mean,
that's why I do nothing.
Yeah.
If I don't do anything, I gotta get
really good. Do nothing.
Overcommit to something.
Hey, no, I'll tell you what, Casey has perfected the cookie masterpiece. So don't let him lie to you. He's over researching ingredients and how to make stuff mesh and coming up with names.
No, that was me. That was me all prep for the Ohio State. That's when I got obsessed with watching people make food. And then I found cookies in New York, and I was like, it was like New York chip. And I was like, dang, those look good. And so I took like all the recipes I've seen and combined it into one recipe. And I was like, that's it.
Yeah, you put it together. James, have you had any of his cookies yet?
No, and I went on the site yesterday, and they're all sold out because I didn't set the timer right. But I'm gonna get them the next drop.
Hey, dude, you just wait, man. Because you like, what's your favorite cookies right now? It's My Cookie Dealer.
Well, I've been on My Cookie Dealer since she came out, but skipping a couple orders for those.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna try some of Casey's.
Yeah, man.
Ours are kind of like homemade. It's just like that old school feel. And then we have some really unique flavors that a lot of people don't have. So,
yeah.
Well, what I noticed with my cookie dealer is when they got bigger, they got less good.
Yeah. See, ours is still small.
Dry.
Yeah, because we want to keep our small batch because it's like this one thing to make money, but it's one thing to like enjoy it and have people enjoy it as well. So it's like, even though it takes more time mixing one batch at a time in the small blenders, it's like we just made like a ton of cookies a day, and it's like 16 batches at least. It's like just it takes a while because it's all small batch, but it's how you keep the taste the way you want it. Everything's individually hand weighed, sitting over there.
So here's the deal, Casey. When I hit that carb load the night before at USA's last year, ate 4 of those suckers. How many pounds is that?
That's 2 pounds at least.
Yeah. So they're over 8 ounces, guys. And I guarantee a couple of those were, 12, 14 ounce range.
I think some of yours were a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Because some, I was like, I'm gonna make some and then bring some for myself too.
Yeah.
And I was like, Bartley's there, I gotta give him some because yours like depleted for like 60 hours like fasting, and so I was like, he's gonna need something.
Yeah. We'll talk about that here in a minute, man. I just want to let everybody know how we met. So I met Casey first at the Arnold Classic. You remember what year it was? Was that 18 or
2018? Yeah, I think that's 2018, right?
Yeah. So met Casey there. We both did Classic Physique, and we met backstage just hanging out eating.
Everybody peanut butter cups and almond butter cups.
Everybody's so tore up, and you got a bunch of different people from all over the world. Half of us only spoke English. You remember that? Yeah. So we're just kind of hanging out and shooting the breeze, and it's a big sucker right here. He's over here snacking. I'm over here snacking. He was like,
everyone else is pissed. Yeah, we're just happy even starting the book early.
Hey, once it starts, and that's another reason why we named this podcast Bodybuilding Cheat Meals, because I mean we will eat some junk food, but we're also going to work out and do hours of cardio a day, and we bust our ass, really do. But we like to have fun with it. Where everybody else backstage is eating fish and rice and and rice cakes. I'm like, come on, dude. Instead of rice cakes, I'm eating chips. I'm not wasting my time with no rice cake backstage. So, and here's the funniest part. When I met James, were backstage at North Americans 2019, and so same thing. Everybody's nervous. Not many people talk, unless they've been talking the whole day so far, because you kind of just plop down on the floor somewhere and build a little group of friends. If you've never competed before, you just you're kind of nervous until somebody starts talking to you. I've been competing for 10 years.
Especially there with like the 500 people in like that little room.
Oh yeah.
Remember we went on stage like 3 hours later.
Yeah, I mean we're back there forever, man. And I was just
so it's clustered you guys all together.
Yeah, and because they started at North Americans, they start with like 60-year-olds and over, and then they go 60, Bantam or the Class A, Class B, Class C, all the way through, and then by the time you get to Open, Class D, which is what we were in, it's like it's forever later.
Really? Is that still with like 4 days split up of different classes?
Yeah, because they do all the classic first, and then they do men's physique in the same day. Yeah. So the men's physique's after classic, but you go after all the masters and all the 55 and older, 50 and older, 45 and older.
Because I was thinking about doing that show this year, but now I don't know.
No, this year I think we go first. So it's like it's a terrible. If you've got a super deplete like I do, it's terrible because it's check-in the day before you compete. I like it. I like that little 2-day window.
It's like trying to get that.
I can do it, but I prefer shoving that amount of food down over a 2-day span.
You don't look the same cramming it in at once.
Right.
You can't fill out, or you get too distended.
Yeah.
I don't get distended. My anxiety poops just like flush my stomach. I'm not keeping anything in. I'm getting all nervous. Like, nah, man. So I don't.
There's nothing.
It comes about 2 to 3 days after is when we fill back up because we're all tall in this chat right here. Yeah. So it takes a while to fill us up.
There's nothing better than a show day poop though. Before you step on stage.
Oh man.
Like, oh yes, I'm tighter.
Absolutely. Hey, dude, listen to this. For Amateur Olympia, for the show I did with Casey back in December, USA's. I surprisingly had normal bowel movements and cleared out 4 pounds of cookies and Pop-Tarts and everything else that I ate. I got lucky there. For the Olympia, I went super hard on that load the first day because like second day, I like to just coast, not that many carbs, a little higher in fats, and, to pull a little extra.
What about water?
Yeah. This time, first time ever, I drank water, even show day. So I was doing probably 4 to 6 ounces. If you got a, diuretic in, just let it do its job. It's going to pull it out regardless. So, we were drinking, and that's the first time I ever tried that. I mean, I'm like, well, I've tried everything else in past first show 2009. I've been doing it the same way ever since. So I was like, man, let's try something a little different here. And I just want to come fuller, man. I started looking back at all my pictures, and I'm so stringy every single time. And I'm like, man, I just look like, like Casey just said, you look like a different person the day after. And I was like, well, I think I'm putting in enough nutrients to fill out, but it's the water, dude. So I'm gonna
it's the water
back this year.
It's the water.
Yeah. It's like because that's what it is. Because every year, we're loading like 1,500 calories per day, 2 days in a row, and it's like I get so much like it's just like the show day nerves. That's how it is. Even when I used to wrestle, it's like you get anxiety before the match. So, you feel like you got to poop and pee yourself. And so it's like a show day. It's like, I'm just peeing out water, pooping out everything. It's like, so my body goes flat super fast. So I'm like, okay, no matter how much I load, it's like my body's not grabbing onto it. That's why this year I'm probably just not even going to try to load hard and just keep the water super high. Because I drink like 2.5 gallons a day. Like these big suckers, I go through about 7 of them during prep. So a lot of water.
James, what about you? What do you usually do with water? You drinking show day?
Yes. So I always have to make weight. So I'd have to limit water the day before. That'd always be way over.
Same.
And then I would start drinking as I loaded. So I would load and I skip load. I just do a full cheat.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of do
whatever,
that.
pizza, cookies, like all the shittiest foods you can think of. But then I go 8 ounces of water, and then I just kind of monitor my condition, like that. And then in the morning, if I'm flat, I'll do 8 ounces of water, and if I still can't get a pump, I'll do 8 again till I start to fill out a little bit.
Yes.
And then right before stage, I do my 8 ounces of Coke with a sausage McMuffin.
Wait, do you just
kind of
it up?
get a little
Hey,
extra.
hey, now we're finally getting back to the first topic. You know, this is how we met. All right, guys. Go ahead and tell it. Go ahead and tell it. Go ahead and tell it. You got it, James.
Yeah, so me and we're sitting backstage, and we're sitting backstage, and then I'm walking around with my posing trunks on with my McDonald's bag and like a sausage McMuffin and a Coke in the other hand. And I was walking up, and then Bartley's like, "Hell yeah, dude, that's badass. What's your name? Can we be friends?" Or something like that. Like, yeah, dude. Because nobody was talking to each other. It was like the most awkward class I ever competed with.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, this dude's pretty cool. So then ever since then, we've been boys. And I forgot my peanut butter cups. I'm like, hey, man, can I get some peanut butter cups? Yeah, bro, I got you. And I was like, oh, man, this dude's cool. Because most people try to sabotage you.
No, anytime you can share food with, somebody, that's just, because me and Casey too, I think I gave him peanut butter cup and he gave me an almond butter cup.
Yeah, it was like the trade-off.
Yeah.
I had my Trader Joe's ones, and you think you just had your legit ones.
Hey, so Casey, we've got to clear something up here. We got a super heavyweight bodybuilder in the chat now, and not me.
Yeah, no,
not me.
Not me either.
So James has been talking about all these different water cuts and stuff. So what's the game plan this year since you don't have a weight cap to hit like me and Casey do?
I'm probably gonna do something more gradual, something I don't have to worry about that anymore.
So just like one McMuffin a day, and then slowly have like 2, then 3. Then
yeah, something more like that. But no, because I'll have time. So I know I'll be able to start loading like the week of and do more of like a typical peak week or whatever you want to call it. And what would hurt me though mostly was I'd have to diet down to the weight cap. I would lose so much size in the process, and then I'm already kind of like a big frame, so I'm just got to be heavy. Like I'm not gonna look like Chris Bumstead in a classic, just because of my structure.
I thought it was because of the hair.
That's kind of why I'm going. Well, yeah, I mean the mustache too, but no, I just have heavy bones or something, so I don't look like that. I don't look that great.
Same thing, man.
Cap, so
it's hey, but you never tried what I did this year, and I think that you might be able. What's your weight cap?
237.
And last time you competed, what'd you weigh in at? 237.
Well, that was 2019. I was 237 on the dot when I weighed in, but the last off seasons when I kind of put on a lot of size. So it's like I don't think I
don't know if I'm getting back down there.
No, I was trying. So last year I was trying to prep, and I just wasn't budging below 265 was like the lowest I got, and I was flat as hell, and it just wasn't budging. So I didn't see me losing 30 pounds.
Well, here's my philosophy now after going through the suffering of not eating for 2 days and still working out 2 to 3 hours a day just to get my weight down at all costs, cut my water a day early, just for the check-in. In the past, I'd never cut my water for a check-in. I mean, I wouldn't eat, but not like the night before, like I'm going to be competing the next day. Like I had to pull a lot. And then, I woke up and, I was like 15, 20 pounds over within 24 hours. And I mean, I'm like, man, I don't know if I can do this, but I did 2 times in a row. Casey, after we ate that, pasty,
Cornish Pastico or something like that.
Cornish Pastico, back in December in Phoenix. We ate that, you know, and I'd already made up my mind that I was going to do the Olympia next Wednesday. You know, we're Saturday night, and I'm like, well, you know, I got to weigh in Monday.
That's probably why, because earlier you didn't finish your story, but I think you're going to say that your bowel movement stopped. And that's probably why, because you had to like cut so hard, and then we ate a ton of food, and then you had to cut back down and make weight like 2 days later.
That is true. That is true.
Your body's probably like, hell no.
Yeah. See what I did that time is, so I was like, after our cheat meal Saturday night, I was like, well, and I told you this, I was like, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna eat every single thing I've still got laid out and left over from carving up the day before.
You didn't because I'm not going to send me pictures. All the empty wrappers, like, I'm done. I'm like, goodness. I'm like, why are you doing this right now?
I told him, I was like, man, I know I've got to weigh in Monday, but I'm going to have to go home and eat everything. I can't throw it away. Like, it kills me, man. It's like, you know, just from growing up, you ate everything you got your hands on, you know. Then your parents tell you, you know, they never had to tell me. They'd tell my brother, you know, boy, you better clean that plate, you know. That's when the dust had started back in, you know.
Hey, man, I've been dusting plates since I was like 5, man.
Oh yeah.
I never had that issue.
No, that's what I'm saying, man. Like some of these guys out here today, you know, complain about eating, you know, and it's you know, pick your poison. You know, you got some big dogs in the past. You know, I know Guy Sister Nino was saying the other day on somebody's podcast that he hates eating, like contest prep, like off season, like he hates eating. You don't have the appetite. I'm like, I wish that was my problem, dude. You know,
man, I feel like if I'm not eating, I feel like I'm cheating myself. It's like if I try to reduce my meals, especially after a show, to like 3, I'm just like, man, my life is so out of whack right now. I'm like, I gotta eat more food. It's like I like try to do these little fasts to like clean up my system, and I'm like, I can't do it. Like once I'm done bodybuilding, then probably, but I'm just like, man, I'm gonna lose size. I'm like, it's like all those thoughts hit you, like, man, I feel like completely worthless if I'm not eating food.
It's like programmed in your head now. It's like I don't even know how to go back.
No, not a chance. Not a chance.
Except for I'm on vacation. When I'm out of the house and I'm like somewhere else, I'm like good. But if I'm back in like, you know, my home or like, you know, where, you know, place to train and stuff, like I instantly have to get my meals in.
That's how it is. So I think it's like mentally you just feel lazy if you're not sticking to a regimen. So it's like, that's why it's like without eating my meals every 2.5 hours, I just feel like I'm like wasting my life, whatever reason that is.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't just sit on the couch and text clients all day. I got to get up and eat.
Yep.
All right. So we just did a little intro there. How we all met. You heard a few stories, had a few laughs, I'm sure. So let's start out with you, James. How did you get into bodybuilding?
Well, so I was really good at baseball and football in high school and stuff like that. So we had a lift. So that's how I got introduced into lifting. But I hated it. And I would always use excuses not to lift. Like whatever I could find not to have to lift and just play. But then before I joined the Navy, once that stopped and all that, I was like, oh shit, I gotta get in shape. So I got out of shape because I quit playing sports. So then I started like running and like doing these things. And then that's when I caught the bug. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was like training every muscle group every single day. But then when I got out of the Navy, people were calling me small. Or when I got in the Navy out of boot camp, some of the guys were calling me small because I lost a lot of weight and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, fuck that. I'd never been small before. And then, so then I started going to the gym every day. I started looking up on the muscle boards. You remember the muscle boards back in the day?
That's
like before
school,
Instagram. Yeah. So I was
school.
I just started reading it, man. The magazines, the muscle boards. And then I caught the bug, and that was.
See, here's the thing, James, you know, we sound old even saying this, but that's how long ago we all started. So that was, we didn't have this social media stuff. I mean, I started when I was 12, you know, so I was, how old are you now, James?
34.
34. I'm 32.
Yeah.
Casey, what are you?
I'm young. I'm still 27.
Oh shit.
Youngster,
yeah. So you might not know what muscle boards are.
Yeah.
No,
He
I
looked a
wasn't
little
even really into
confused.
bodybuilding when I started lifting. I didn't really pay attention to anything.
We'll say that gives we'll get that perspective here in a second.
So that was 2006. And then back then I was I always wanted to be a bodybuilder, but that was before they had the classes. So it was just like you were either Ronnie Coleman or you were nothing. So you know, so then so I didn't have the size, obviously. So I was intimidated. I was just a young kid, but I was pretty strong. So then I got into powerlifting and strongman. So I did that from like pretty competitively from like 2008 to 2016. And I got hurt. I can't really squat anymore because my hips are so bad. I can't squat the powerlifting depth with like flat shoes or even weightlifting shoes. Right. I was like, oh, shit, I can't squat anymore. So I was just dicking around for a little while, just training with no goal. And then I quit drinking, and I was getting kind of lean from just all I did was cut up here. Right. And I was like, oh shit, I'm looking pretty lean. And then there's like a show in 8 weeks. I'm like, oh, let me do that show. So I was in 2018 up in DC, and I did I ended up winning my show, did the whole prep myself, all that stuff. And then I was like, oh, I love this shit. This is me. So
I bet with the first place, I ain't never come out of the gate with a first place like that.
Yeah, I mean, I had been lifting a while. I just didn't know how to pose and stuff.
Yeah.
But and then I got the bugs, and then the day after the show, I was back into training, and then I just went all in ever since then. So
what I was saying about the boards and stuff, I think that's why, you know, it's just a different day and age where, you know, people growing up now are getting on Instagram and they're watching these little Gymshark, little fancy little, let's make up a little workout. And, you know, but back in the day when we were getting started, we had the magazine every month. They come out. If we didn't buy it, we went to the grocery store and looked through it and got as much as we could out of it.
That's what I did.
We had boards, we had all this stuff. So, you know, when I, you know, did my first competition when I just turned 20, and I coached myself, ate pizza the night before, don't know nothing, but I was like, hey, I always feel pretty good next day after I eat pizza. So I ate pizza the night before, and, you know, and got my ass handed to me, you know, got, you know, like fifth. I might have beat somebody, but, you know, I was, you know, fifth or sixth. And, but that's when I realized that, hey, some of these 33-year-olds ain't no joke, you know, they got a lot of muscle mass, and that was before Classic. So I was like, man, what are we going to do? I was like, so, you know, I competed a couple times in 10, but I was like, no, I'm not getting back on stage until I've actually got some muscle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So not just the mirror muscle, and but
not
Casey,
just the abs, then that.
Yeah. I mean, I still look pretty good, you know, but it's a whole different ball game. But that's a good thing about starting out doing it yourself. You understand the basics, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people wouldn't know what to do, and I'm just like, hey, try it out. You know, you never know till you try.
And one of the big differences now, you brought it up. So like back then, you didn't like post videos or like pictures very often, because it was like a chore to get them on there.
Oh yeah.
You were just learning. Like you didn't have phone with a camera on it or anything back then. So it was like you were there to learn, and if you were there, like it's because you loved it.
That's true.
I think you hit on a good point there. Whereas I think maybe, you know, a lot of these guys are kind of in it for the, you know, the quick gratification and all that stuff, which it's not how you.
I think that's why we've been going so hard for so long, just because we love it. You know, it's we'll post some selfies on Instagram now because that's part of the game. I mean, you gotta you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Hang in there. What do you think about it over, Sonny Boy? Smiling.
I'm laughing because I'm a little bit the opposite.
All right, so let's hear it. So help us.
I didn't have any message boards back then.
All right.
So pretty much, I was I started lifting a little bit in freshman of high school, you know, because of football. So I started lifting. I actually was like a complete stick before I started lifting. I was like 135, 140. And it's about 6'4". I guess I shrunk a little bit. And I started lifting. I got to think about 180, 189. I think was the heaviest I got, because I just lift, go home. Actually, before home, I'd stop and get Carl's Jr. and get 4 spicy chicken sandwiches on sourdough bread.
Yeah.
Banger. 99 cents back in the day. Nowadays, they rip you off with that.
I know. Remember the 2 tacos for like for $1 for 99 cents?
Carl's Jr. used to be the best, man.
Oh, that was Jack in the Box, my bad.
No, but Carl's Jr. had the green burrito attached to it, I believe.
Yep.
But I never really got that. I was all about the spicy chicken. So I'd do that, go home, eat all the food I could, drink milk, eat peanut butter, just dirty both as a young high school student. And then I ended up having a heart procedure. So I got afraid to do any activities for like 3 years. And when I was a senior,
what'd you have done? I didn't even know about that.
I was like, I think it's called like an SVT arrhythmia or something like that. So like when you're born, you have like 2 natural pacemakers, and as you get older, apparently one gets out of like the stream of current to where it doesn't trigger, but mine never did. So once in a while, my heart would just beat. So I had to wear like those little EKG pads. And I recorded it going 250 beats a minute, just sitting down and doing nothing. It's like, I just get these like arrhythmias and I just sit there like,
goodness. You just kind of like
it's just like feel like you're about to die, like your heart is beating out of your chest. So
like hit cardio.
Yeah, pretty much. That's probably why I was so lean all the time. But it's like, who needs any of the other stuff? I don't need no fat burners.
Wow.
Yeah. But so like I got that taken care of. But after that got taken care of, I was pretty much just isolated. You know, I played so many video games during that time. We chatted a little bit on Instagram about the whole Call of Duty obsession that I had. It's like, you guys got your video games that you played back then. And I pretty much just did that all throughout high school. And then senior year, I was like, man, I'm lazy. I need to do at least a sport, you know, because you can't graduate high school without being on a team or doing a sport, because that's part of high school experience. And so I was like, I'll just do wrestle, because I had a little background in that because my brother wrestled in the 8th grade. I did some wrestling camps. And I was like, I don't want to learn teamwork. I like the individuality. It's like, if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. And that's on me. So after that is when I obviously fell back into a video game pattern. And I just was essentially like, I got joined on some clans and video games, and I got a little obsessed with it. And I was like, I need to stop. It got to the point where video games weren't fun because I wasn't playing with my friends. I was playing with like a clan, and we were so serious. And I was like, man, like, what's the point? I'm like, here's
the question everybody wants to know. Were you eating while you're gaming all these times?
Nah, man, I was a twig. Like, even like what James said, like when we had to lift in wrestling, I would just goof off. I didn't lift. I didn't care about it. Like, there was no interest in me to gain any size. And then after high school, like I said, I got lazy and I wasn't eating. Like back in the day, I'd only eat starting around noon. So I'd like pretty much all morning wouldn't eat, because every time I ate, got an upset stomach. So I was like, all right, I'll just start eating around noon. And then my friend kept trying to like hit me up. My friend Kevin, he's like, come to the gym. I'm like, nah, man. But I think he wanted a training partner. So I joined up. I'm like, whatever, I'll go with you. And like, obviously, like any friend, when we first started lifting, he gave me like 3 scoops of pre-workout. So I was sitting at the front desk trying to sign up, cracked out, feeling like I'm about to die. Couldn't even work out. I'm like, man, I'm like, my heart's going through the roof. And so then I got into it though, and the progress I made in like a month or 2 months was insane because of my genetics. And so I got hooked, because I'm like, dang, like, you know, the confidence levels go up, size, your lifts go way up. And I'm like, man, this is fun, because instead of ranking up a video game character, I'm ranking up myself. And
James, that sounds familiar, don't it? You hear all these genetic freaks that just end up accidentally going to the gym and getting swole.
Yeah, I mean, so
Casey's got that sounded like it.
When I started, I was 180.
Yeah.
And then I went to 240 in my first year.
Goodness.
Wow.
I was about because I wrestled 189s, but I was 180 the whole wrestling season because I was too lean to cut down to 173 weight class. And the year after I graduated, I think is when they made 185 weight class, because the gap was so big. And I was like, damn, because I'm wrestling up, because I'm too lean to cut down. The sports directors won't let me cut down. The doctors on high school campus are like, nah, you can't cut down. You're too lean. So I was like, all right. And so that's why when I got into bodybuilding, I think I was, I stopped I wasn't lifting wrestling, but because I wasn't physically active, I think my weight dropped to about 175, lost about 5 to 10 pounds. And then I shot up to about 215 in a couple months. And I started slowly being around there to, you know, fluctuate between 215 and 230.
What'd you graduate at? How much did you weigh when you graduated?
Probably about the same because I wrestled senior year, so about 180.
Dang, really?
Yeah.
I was 225, 220, 225 when I graduated high school.
Yeah, I was skinny.
So you put on a lot since then.
Yeah, it's like it's going into what got me into bodybuilding, because it's kind of I ramble a little bit, but that got me into bodybuilding. My friend got me in, then I got my other friend in there, Sawyer. He's my best friend, and we just started doing the whole one up each other. It's like I want to live what we doing. So the competition between us was so strong, we just progressed super fast. And then I got married, moved away, and when I didn't have the message boards. I actually got started in like 2012, 2013 with lifting. I think 2012, and that's when Instagram first started.
Yep.
So I got Instagram right when I started, and so I was one of the first like stupid little fitness kids on there. I'm like, okay, flex for the gram. but that's actually how my wife saw me. Good. So she saw my profile get shout out, and so she started messaging me. So we met on Instagram because she's like, "Who is this dude?"
Oh, that's
for some reason she felt like she had to message me. So like that's a whole nother story. But I was hard to get. I was like weird on the internet. Message me here, message me there, because you had what was that app called? Where like one of the first messenger apps, because you had Snapchat and then you had that other. There's another app that back in the day everyone had on Instagram, just messaging. But yeah, aside from that, we got married, and then in Washington.
So bodybuilding just changed your life, man. Bodybuilding has made Casey. Okay, even though he didn't get started into it until late, flexing there on Instagram. Got him a wife. She's slinging all the cookies for him. He's cooking the cookies. She's slinging them. So that's a true bodybuilding entrepreneur right there.
Yeah, but I didn't even want to compete. Like I was afraid until finally one dude, because we got fat when we got married. Like I stopped lifting. Like anyone that just gets married, you stop lifting and you just like eating pizza and ice cream every night. Just like, hey, so we get Little Caesars, $5 pizzas. Then you spend $20 at Little Caesars because you start getting the breadsticks and the cheesy crust.
Who got gross of looking at the other one first?
I don't even think we realized it. It's when you're both like getting gross, you don't even recognize it until finally you like look at it one day, you're like, man, we're falling asleep way too early in our early 20s. Like we're passed down on the couch at like 5 p.m. And so then we just got back in the gym, and then some random online dude named Dan, super nice guy, hit me up, was like, dude, you could be a bodybuilder, like you should compete. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think that's for me. Like going up on stage in like a thong, Well, it doesn't sound appetizing. And then I kept thinking about, because I'm like, why am I wasting, what God gave me? I'm like, I have genetics. Absolutely. I like being in the gym. And so then I was like, maybe. I was like, I needed like a sign. So then he kept saying like, you're going to be good at bodybuilding. You're going to be good at bodybuilding, like essentially putting blessings on me. And so I went to church like the next weekend. The pastor was like, someone will come into your life and start speaking blessings upon you. You know what you have to do. And so I was like, I guess I'm bodybuilding. So that's what actually got me full-fledged into bodybuilding, like competitive scene. So,
all right, we'll talk about some more bodybuilding stuff here in a second.
But you gotta get your story.
Okay, I'll make it quick. It's started when I was 12. My dad took me to the gym. He was a high school football coach, so they had the little dungeon, I swear it looked just like Dorian Yates' little setup, minus all the badass equipment, just a rusty dungeon, with the basics in there, dumbbells falling apart, flaking off in your eyes if you clank them, you know what I mean? The old school iron ones. So he took me down there when I was 12, fell in love with it. He was taking me maybe 3-4 days a week, during the summer when I started. And after a month or two, I was like, come on, Daddy, let's go gym, And he's like, gosh, man, what did I do? What did I just start? But so he drove me every day I wanted to. Just wanted to get stronger for sports. That was my driving force, getting started. Just I was quarterback, played defense. I rarely came off the field, man. So I was like, we played in a Class A school with, I remember one year we had 17 players.
No way.
Yes, 17.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you had 6 on the sideline, and coach. There's more coaches than there was players. So yeah, I just want to get good for that, and hardly ever came off the field. Thought one day, maybe I could potentially get a college scholarship, and that was like my driving force, for athletics. Once I got to college, I played football. Actually, I was a fullback, and I never played fullback my whole entire life. But they were like, "Man, you got too much muscle to be quarterback." I was like, "What about punter?" I was a punter in high school too. He's like, "No, you too big to punt." It wasn't even an option. They didn't even want to see it. So I was like, "All right, whatever." As long as I get a little scholarship money, I'm good. So I tore my ACL my sophomore year, and just started training, and it was a lot more isolated. I wasn't with the team. I was still lifting with the team before and going to the YMCA at night and like hitting my accessory muscles. I had a little bodybuilding. I had a little bodybuilding in me. I wasn't just going to do the main three and a couple other things that the team was doing. So I had to go finish it up. And but yeah, tore my ACL, started training. I was like, man, I think I can do one of these shows or something, and that's kind of when I jumped into that and been hooked ever since. Like I said, got my butt handed to me back in 2009 and 2010. And I was like, man, I'm gonna have to put some muscle on before I come back, So I took like a 4 to 5 year hiatus, never steered any other direction but bodybuilding. It was a full-time job, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the discipline of, having meals at a party when nobody else did. And I was like, hey, do what you got to do, flex on somebody, hey, it takes a lot to get that.
I was gonna say, I'm like, if you've been doing it for this long, maybe my biceps do have a chance. Catch up to yours.
No. Well, the thing is, I still, and I pride myself on having a lot of balance. Even though this is a lifestyle, I've learned to incorporate it and make it fun. A lot of people, they're competing for the wrong reasons. We got into it because we loved it. And fell in love with it. And so, yeah, that's where we're at. I came back when the classic physique division was spawned. I was like, that's my calling right there. Because I was like, man, I can't hang with these short dudes that weigh more than me,
Yeah.
Because that you get on stage with one of them stumpy guys that's just loaded to the gills with muscle, you're going to make you look like a string bean.
Remember, we had Tony Freeman to look up to. Remember him?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because he was like my height. So that's what I looked at, and I'm like, shit, I got to be like Tony Freeman. He's like 300 pounds.
Yeah.
That was like the only option.
Open.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was intimidating. So I think the divisions are cool that they started doing that. It's just it creates
it bridges the gap, so to
less
speak.
barriers. Yeah, less barriers to get through.
Well, you got men's physique, and then I feel like you got classic, and then you got open. That's the progression that a lot of people want to admit to it, but that's the progression because you don't see people coming back down the scale hardly. Maybe a couple go to classic, but for the most part, it's all the way up.
Yeah. So I got lucky because I didn't want to do physique. And so I was training to start getting ready for a show the following year, and then they announced classic. So I was going to do bodybuilding. I was like, thank God, because I'm going to get my butt whooped. I'm just tall and skinny.
Hey, Casey, this is what's crazy. They didn't have men's physique when me and James started.
No.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild to think.
Literally, it was open. Yeah. Then they just made the 200 class or 198, whatever that was. A little bit after I started.
Yeah, the 202.
David. Yeah, 202. Yeah, David Henry was winning and stuff back then.
Yeah.
Did they introduce Did they introduce physique around 2010 earlier on? Because I know that when I first started lifting is when physique was starting to get popular. My friend was like, maybe we should do this. So I was going to do a show, but I had no clue what it was. We're just 10 weeks out. And then he's like,
I think it's after 10 because I competed in 10 and they didn't have it.
Yeah, it's so probably maybe 11.
Right when I started lifting, then like 2012 or 2011 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I know that was right when it started. Because I was like, "There's no way I was going to be like a big boy." Like,
James, you know what's funny is I had a buddy that went to the North Americans that we did. He competed in the Masters. He's like, dude. He's like, I think you can turn pro in physique today. I was like, shut up, dude.
I couldn't, man.
Yeah,
I get told that all the time.
No, listen. He said, listen, dude, I've got an extra pair of shorts and I'll pay your crossover. It's like, it don't cost nothing to you. He said, I guarantee you can turn pro. I was like, dude, I'm not embarrassing myself like that. Not saying that physique's wrong, but I don't have my wide ass waist get up here. I can't even pop my lats out, you know? And it's a waist contest, dude.
Yeah. You have good abs.
Yeah, I'd have
you
to.
do have good abs.
You
just have to out angle them.
Yeah. I don't know if it's possible.
Stick an arm out and lean your head back.
Yeah.
Hey, my waist has definitely gotten a tad bit wider, but that just comes with muscle, you know.
So did mine. So my
my
number one focus right now is getting my waist down.
Yeah.
And it has came down significantly. Yeah. I quit training abs.
Really?
And I've just been doing vacuums every day.
I need to get on that vacuum train.
It sucks when you first start, but like now I'm able to kind of almost do one, but you just have to do it every day. And then I started doing broom twists, the old school Arnold shit.
Oh yeah.
And because if you ever look at a sprinter's waist, they're all super small. It's because their obliques have to, whenever you're running.
So if you're brooming and vacuuming every day, is your house super clean?
Yeah.
You got a full sleep on that house.
Yeah, man, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my wife's pretty good at that.
Hey, let's jump into the next one. I've just got two I wrote down, and then we'll jump into some questions. Let's hear y'all's competition plans this year.
To hopefully beat you. That's about it. You whooped my butt last season, so
we're
Bartley beat me too. Bartley beat me too by one spot.
Yeah, one spot.
I beat you by a couple spots at Arnold. But like that Arnold where I beat you though, your conditioning was better than mine. I just had the size that show. I was like, I'm filling up. I'm not cutting no water. I was like 255 on stage, which is like,
you know what? You know what I weighed in that?
That's like what?
You know, I weighed 217
at the Arnold.
Yes. At the Arnold in 18, I weighed 217, and now it's hard to get under 270. I mean,
that was your stage weight after filling up.
Yes.
Dang.
Yes. I mean, I was.
You've way surpassed me then, because that means that when we stepped on stage, if you're 217, I was 255. I was nearly like 38 pounds heavier than you or something like that.
But you was
water buffalo.
Yeah. And you still punked me. So I was like, that's what pissed me off, because I was like, man, I'm over here peeled to the gills, like straight guitar strings for Serratus tied into the waist. And Casey's over here just freaking shape out of this world. Just makes me look like a little kid.
The picture of you and me walking on stage that you posted, it's like your condition, and that's like water, just smiling because we're backstage.
You got like what, 4th or 5th at the Arnold?
I got 6th at that show. Yeah,
6.
I started on the outside, and because of my size, they kept moving me in, and I started getting a little bit harder as I posed, and so they moved me in, but then they stopped me at 6, and I was like, dang it, because I wanted to get top 5 as a posing routine. I like posing the most. So I was all disappointed at that, but I was like, man, I can't complain. I showed up like looking like a balloon, and I was like,
what's your best place? If you had to say your best placing ever in bodybuilding, what is
it? It was the Nationals before USA's where I got 6th. That was my best look by far.
Yeah, you did.
So it's like,
you look right there.
Yeah, I look pretty good. That's the deepest my hamstring cuts have ever been. Like glutes are always a lagging point. Like the first to get watery, the first to get soggy. So it's like that show though, front to back was the best I've ever looked. And I got lucky at that show that my wife drove to McDonald's, because about 45 minutes before the stage, I looked at myself and like the show day anxiety just flattened me out so much. I was like, you got to go get McDonald's. So I started drinking water. She got a burger. Like I met her, in Orlando, because you were in Orlando where you have the competition. Then you have to go walk across to the actual hotel. So she drove up over there, so I had to get it, and I was eating this double quarter pounder with cheese on the way back up. And I'm like trying to like run back up because Class B was on stage. I'm like, so I get back there, finish my burger, I started like pumping up, and I started getting a little bit of my like fullness back.
Got a little
pop. By then it wasn't. Yeah, it was just, and plus it helps settle my stomach. You know, it's like the show day anxiety for me. If I'm not eating something big, it's like I'm just
I always keep some. Well, everything in my backpack when I go, but I always have a salt shaker. always have some salt in there on standby, and there's typically some peanut butter and jelly in there somewhere too if I need a little carb fat, little.
Yeah, I mean, I was eating like rice cakes with the jelly, and some salt, but nothing was sticking. I was like, I need some solid like beef or like something crappy from McDonald's to get my physique back, because like when my physique goes, I was being tall. Once it goes, it's like not coming back. Yeah. Like even after prejudging, I just wanted, like, how it is for finals. You don't make tops, you just walk across stage and wave. But I was going upstairs and just chugging water. I drank like 2 gallons at least and just doing push-ups. I came back at night like round as heck, but obviously it's way too light at that point.
Right.
So,
What about you, James? What's your competition plans? No, let me keep it on topic. What was your best placing to date?
When I won 2000 before overall. 2 weeks before North Americas, I won overall as open and as classic.
Yeah.
And I like pretty good there. And then 2 weeks later, I just didn't hold it. Like Casey talked about, my physique kind of just went.
Yeah. A lot could happen those few weeks.
I was nervous. This was my first national show. Yeah.
So what's your plan this year?
I'm probably going to have to requalify. So, I didn't get to compete last year because of my Navy rules. We can go to that later.
Yeah.
Last year's
restrictions,
rough, but
with the Rona restrictions, you weren't able to compete like you were going to. So.
I can't travel. Yeah, out of a 50-mile radius.
Yeah. Oh, they got you that strict on you?
Well, it's loosened up to like 150 now, but for the most part, last year it was 50 miles.
He was shredded too. He was shredded to the bone. And I remember you texting me. And he was like, "Dude, I'm shredded. Should I just like act like I just competed and just start eating?" I'm like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, I dieted from like March to Thanksgiving, and I didn't get to compete. And I was from like July to November, I was pretty like probably 2 or 3 weeks out the whole time, and I just felt like shit.
Yeah. That's why you got no sleep.
Yeah, I didn't sleep from July to November, man. It was terrible.
It was
awful.
So hungry, can't even stay asleep.
But this year, this year I'm going to do a local show here in Virginia Beach. It's the Armed Forces National Classic. So it's like all military dudes, active duty. So I just want to like win that title just to be like I'm the most.
Is that NPC?
NPC, yeah. And then, it's the first. It's August 14th or something like that.
All right. So are you going to do that? Do North Americans?
Yeah. Probably 2 weeks after.
Hey, what if we all 3 do North Americans?
Hey, we might all end up being there because I don't know what shows I'm doing, because I got to requalify, which sucks because last year I only did national shows, the show with you and then the nationals before that because all quarantine, it's like started getting in shape, because I hit 300 last year, like 298, not 300. That's close. You told me to go eat some salty food, chug some water. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm like a balloon already.
I hit my all-time high.
You hit 300.
300.2 in Mexico.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, I remember your Mexican. Yeah, those Mexico photos. I'll sweat all over it every snap.
Papa John's on the beach.
Hey, my head was swelled up like Barry Bonds.
It's bad when you're bald. You can see it. You get those like wrinkles in your head.
Yeah, bull bottom wrinkles on your head.
Yeah.
It looks like I got a hot dog on the back of my neck when I'm up there 300, boy.
Goodness. But yeah, we all might end up at that show then, because like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. So it's either qualify on June 5th at a local show or July 17th. Those are the only 2 local shows. I wanted to have a longer off season, but since the shows were at the end of last year, they're back on regular schedule. I'm like, can't stay fat for too long.
Well, here's my thing. Like, I didn't necessarily plan on competing last year, but I was just trying to get in shape. There was possibility of me working out with The Rock. So hey, I was trying to go in there. I was trying to go in there prime time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was
that's all the motivation you need.
Oh, I mean, and
how did you get your best placing to date? I thought I was going to work out with The Rock. That's why you're so shredded.
and what's crazy? I was like two or 3 weeks out potentially, and I was dead, man. I was like, man, I can't do nothing but just lay on the couch. I'm joking when I say this, but this is how tired I was. I'd almost rather pee on myself on the couch than get up. Yeah, I was dead.
Dude, I've been there, man.
Yeah.
I remember almost passing out walking in my truck.
Yeah.
From work.
So I was in that mindset. And then I was on the bike one day. I was doing 2 hours of cardio a day. And I got a voice message from The Rock. And he was like, hey, brother. He's like, I don't know what you're getting ready for, man. But he was like, you're looking fantastic. You're like looking awesome, man. And I was like, oh shit. And he's like, whatever you're getting ready for, you're ready. I was like, no. No. So I started pedaling that bike, baby. I started pedaling that bike even faster. I was like, man, I don't need no food.
I wouldn't need any food or pre-workout, nothing.
Yeah. No, didn't need nothing, dude. So I was fired up. And it was I was getting ready, just in case that happened. I had a photo shoot lined up with Icon Meals. So I was like, let's go ahead and push, and then we'll see what happens. Cause I had the freaking huge weight gap still.
It was literally day to day.
Yeah, it was day to day.
You texted me like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Icon's feeding me this week. You're like, I'm gonna have to fast. Dude, all of a sudden that weight drop, that was one of the craziest things I ever witnessed.
I had a select group of friends that y'all.
I did not think you were gonna make it. I did not think you were gonna make it.
Well, I didn't think that I had so many people in my corner saying, I think you can make it. Rock said I can make it.
Sorry, talk to you.
I didn't know that Rock said that though. I would have been different with my decision.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Well, he asked me if I was getting ready for a photo shoot or if I was going to step on stage soon. He's like, whatever it is, you're ready. And I was like, shit. Hey, I can't be no punk now. Like there will not be no pulling out whatsoever. Like if I lost a leg, I'd got up there. You know what I mean? Balls deep,
man. Got to.
I knew you'd be able to do it though, but I was worried like heck. I was like,
so
this is getting real insane. I was like, yeah, you can do it. And I'm like, stop talking. You can start praying. I'm like, Lord, protect this dude. Like keep you safe. Yes. I'm like, this guy's like dehydrating in the shower, pouring hot water on himself, peeing on himself in the shower. I'm like, goodness, this is the most insane thing I've ever seen.
It was so wild, and that's just. We need to have an episode sometime just talking about mindset, just because the stuff that bodybuilding will teach you mentally and how you can overcome certain things that are perceived impossible is just, it's unbelievable what you can do up here, because I didn't know if I could do it, but I had so many daggone people telling me I could. I was like, man, I kind of halfway believe it. So it's basically, you control your mind and you can control your body. Now I probably almost maxed it out. It was definitely not healthy. You know what I mean? I didn't eat for 2 days, and then I cut water the night before. So I was 24 hours, no water, 48 hours, no food. Yeah. And I worked out both of those days. 2 hours of cardio.
And you had to weigh in later in the day because you're sitting in the shower just pouring hot water on you all day.
Yeah. So I went to go weigh in and got on the scale, and I was 234.6. So I was 4.6 over. And I forgot his name, but I listened to his podcast. I can't remember. I'll pull it up here in a second. But he was, I guess he was working for, NPC, and he was there doing some things. What's his name? Y'all know who it is. He's retired. He's Asian.
Retired bodybuilder?
Yeah. He's very like spiritual.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that hosts a ton of shows now?
No, he was there when I weighed in with him. Remember him?
Yeah, but does he have shows?
I'm not sure. It'll come to me later. But anyways, he was like, "You're 4.6 over. So do you want to do super heavy or do you want to try to make classic?" I was like, "I don't know. What do you think?" And he said, "Can you piss any?" I said, "No." I tried right before I come over here, and I got like maybe one baby dribble.
Bless you.
I got
it's dust. It's dust.
Yeah. Hey, I know it ain't dust off them shoes back there, boy. Them suckers are pristine.
Yeah.
Hey, show them real quick that what was that feather?
You talking about?
No, I think it's the one. Is that it?
What are these called? The pony hairs.
Yeah, pony hairs.
These are the pony hairs.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Let me get these suckers out.
Yeah, put that up next to the camera. Put it up a little closer to the camera. Ooh, pony hairs, dude.
Yeah,
you could straight wear those with.
See, that's the pony hair right there.
Yeah,
see that?
That's wild, man. Yeah, James has got me. James has got me on this shoe game, man. I'm freaking addicted now. Casey's
I'm on that Croc game.
Hey,
Casey's bad, man.
Hey, Casey's he's got some of the baddest Crocs you ever seen.
I got one pair. It's pretty cool. I gotta take a picture and send them to you. See if you approve of them or
not. Probably any pair of Crocs is a good pair of Crocs.
they're tie dye. They're tie dye.
Yeah,
they're pretty.
Those ones are thick. Yeah, I got the American flag ones, and I got a couple of line clogs because I take my dog out in one pair, and then the other pair is my nice pair for when I go to like church.
Yes,
or Crocs everywhere.
That's good. We got a little off topic. So my competition plans. So I got third at USA's last year. Missed pro card by one spot. One of the judges told me my posing could probably improve my placing. Casey, remember I was crunched down on all my front double, and I was, just everything was crunched down. I was trying to show my abs. I was thinking that was going to help my taper, but if I pull everything up, you're not going to see as many abs. But it gives me a better taper there. So that's what they told me to do, and recommended I do the Olympia amateur, a few days later. So lost 30 pounds in 60 hours for USA's. Woke up after our cheat meal Saturday night and was 17 over. So I had all day Sunday and we weighed in Monday. So I had about 36 hours to lose 17. So I didn't eat. I didn't eat again. I took a friggin' hour hot bath, and my best record yet is 5 pounds in 5 pounds in 5 10-minute showers. So for USA's, I was getting in there scalding hot, sitting on the ground because I was like, man, I might pass out. So I don't want to fall and pass out. I'd rather just lay down.
Yeah.
So which is it's not good, definitely not recommended. But I had that 5 pounds to lose. I didn't want to do cardio. I was like, I'm dead. Don't want to do cardio. I can't poop. I can't pee. So I sit in there, and I didn't realize that you've got that much water under your skin. It's unbelievable that I lost 5 pounds, right there within 50 minutes. I would get in, 10-minute shower, get out, wipe my whole body off. I didn't want one droplet of water on me to show my weight any different. I was like, get all them pounds off. So I did that 5 times, got out, and I dropped 5 pounds. And went back down there like an hour later. He's like, you good? I'm like, well, I hope so. I about passed out up there a couple times, but let's check it out. And I barely made it. So did that USA's, the Olympia. Man, missed it in overall for the pro card. Won the class, which it was a tough class. I don't know if I sent y'all pictures. I think I might have. Yeah. It was like I definitely didn't have the best shape up there. So that's why
I think your conditioning was the best, but I think they had better posing trunks on. That's one thing I pointed out to you. I was like, they had that like the tight sleek wrap, and you didn't, and it hit a lot of your definition, your glutes and your lower back. So
and I've Amy's gonna make me some new ones. So
that's the thing with classic, man. The trunks make a big difference, unlike bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You know that one guy from the Netherlands, Wesley.
It looks like a diaper.
Dude,
I feel like
this bad.
Yeah,
bad.
I feel like his placing was dictated on his trunks.
It was, dude. Like his conditioning wasn't like top 5 conditioning, but he would have got a better placement if his trunks weren't so big.
It threw off everything.
The proportion, it was like a diaper.
His bodybuilding friends need to be fired for letting him step on stage with those.
I know. Like, who let him out of the house? Who let him out of the house with those on?
I still see the photos and laugh. I'm like, it legit looks like a diaper to me. It's like so thick.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, man. I don't know why he thought that would be acceptable. I mean,
and they were high waisted.
He was trying to make his torso look shorter because I have the same issue. I have a long torso, so I wear the Chula brand. It makes my torso look longer, but that's what they like to see. So I'm just gonna have to wear it next year. Because I wore the NPC ones because it comes up a little bit higher on my torso, so it gives me better proportions. But then it hides too much, which isn't a bad thing for my soggy glutes. But
yeah.
Hey man,
I do miss the old trunks a little bit.
Oh,
there's less pressure. Less pressure.
Those were booty shorts, not trunks.
Yeah,
the booty shorts were nice.
The booty shorts were way less pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 2 weeks less of dieting.
Yes, absolutely. But it's almost a blessing in disguise, man, because it makes you work that much harder. I mean, if you're gonna have to show them glutes, maybe you can push yourself. Maybe you can push yourself 2 extra weeks that somebody else can't. Wearing them. So just have to adapt and overcome.
So what shows you hitting up though? We keep getting off topic.
Yeah.
Talking about booty shorts.
Booty shorts.
He's fasting. He's fasting. He needs glucose.
Yeah, guys. Let's see. I'm 19 hours into a fast, guys. 19 hours.
That's it.
All I've had is I count when I do my fasting. I'm hitting pre-workout aminos, so I've got Titan Fuel. So I'm not. I feel like you can at least do a little of that. I mean, if all these hardcore fasters out there will be like, no, that's cheating. Whatever, dude. I'm going to work out. I ain't trying to set no Guinness World Record. I'm just giving my gut a break. Calorie control. I ate everything in sight yesterday for Super Bowl. So, I went out with a bang last night, of course, had finished off some peanut butter, we need
so
to.
Let me ask, when you go to these places, like a get together with a lot of food, is there like pressure to like show out because they know you're like a professional eater and this is like your thing? Because I would feel a lot, because I get that, because when people know I know how to eat, it's like pressure. Like, come on, you only get 3 plates? Like, and it's like, I'm like, all right, fuck you.
Dude, that's how it was at my brother. After the last show, his wife kept making us more food, and I felt bad if I wasn't going to eat it. So I literally just like was trying to eat all the leftovers and everything. I was like, I was texting you, Bartley. I'm like, dude, my weight's all right up. And then like the day after your show, you're like, I'm caught up. I'm like, what the heck? I'm fasting. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you win.
Yeah. No, it's I kind of play it off like a joke, but I'm really being serious and really going to eat a lot anyway. So, I kind of just go along with the joking. Oh, Bartley, get another plate. Yeah, you got to get another plate. Hey, but last night it was pretty funny, but it was packed in there, and desserts were set up in the back, so I was mainly hanging out in the desserts. They had this peanut butter marshmallow fluff homemade creation shaped into a football with chocolate sprinkles on top of it, and it had vanilla wafers and pretzels all around it. So I made up a little concoction that you take the vanilla wafer, dip it in the peanut butter chocolate, and then cover it on top of the pretzel. It's like salty sweet, just
oh man.
Dude, I had everybody. I had everybody in there trying it, man. But that's where I was staying at. And there was one of my friends, that's a girl, was there and was leaving, and I was like, all right, it's so hard talking to everybody, trying to get out when there's 20, 30 people in a place. So I just kept on snacking my way over to her. I was like, well, got the desserts here. All right, let me go over here, get some chicken. There's some pulled pork over here. I'll make me a sandwich real quick. I'll eat that. All right, she's still talking. All right, I'll come over here. And there was some caramel apples and dip, so I was eating a few apples, and then back to the Papa John's. Hey, girl, all right, yeah, have a good night. And somebody called me out on it. They said Bartley literally just ate the whole kitchen in a rotation and went and talked to her. So it was funny. But let's hit some questions. We've been on for an hour and 15 minutes here. Hey, this is a solid pod, guys. Solid pod. This is.
There's going to be a lot of us keep avoiding the actual questions. But I think because you never even said your competition plans, we keep getting distracted.
Oh yeah. Y'all look for questions. Here's my plans. I hate making plans. It's absolute worst. I like to just slide in and do a competition last minute, and it surprises everybody. Oh, I have Bartley get in shape that quick. Well, I've been grinding. You know what I mean? And but this year,
you're always in shape. You're just always bloated.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to not eat show day.
It's just the water drop because you're always in shape. Your weight fluctuations, because professional eating and stuff, it's like you'll be lean and then you'll be full and then you'll be lean.
Which I'm glad that the COVID restrictions on Major League Eating Contest this year, because I told myself I was going to be on ESPN July 4th, Coney Island, eating against Joey Chestnut on hot dogs. And to do that, you got to win a qualifier. And I was like, man, if I'm competing this summer, I can't be doing no food challenge to blow up waist out. I'm like, man, because
you don't think you can use it as like a refeed?
75 hot dogs.
That's like a serious question.
No, listen, that's what I used to do. I used to just use it as a cheat meal. Obviously, you're going to fast the day before because, so calorically, it's really not that big of an influx.
It's not too much damage.
No, that's not the concern for me. The concern for me is to win the qualifier. I think you got to do some water training, So that's saying, hey, back when I was competing on the pro circuit, I was drinking a 3-liter in under a minute, and
you told me to do that. You told me to do that before I did that 30-inch pizza. Yeah, and it worked like a charm.
Yeah.
It hurt. It hurt though.
Yeah,
I was in extreme pain.
Yeah. It about bring tears to your eye.
Yeah, it's that bad. I felt like Mike Tyson punched me in my stomach.
Oh, dude, it is so bad.
I was like, what the fuck did I do this for? And I was like about to message you.
It's just like the whole world stops. You can't do nothing. It hurts so bad. It's like, get me out of this place right now. It hurts so bad.
Terrible.
And see, somebody commented on somebody tagged me in Joey Chestnut's stats. You know, they did something big on DraftKings today where they had to eat, you know, the whole Super Bowl 7-layer dip, and it's got pizza and cheese puffs, and it's just a huge thing. I haven't even watched it yet. I'm gonna save it for when I break his fast. But somebody tagged me in his somebody tagged me in his stuff, and he was like, dude, he was like, this is not a sport. I'm like, dude, if you've ever felt that pain in your stomach from water, and have to, and that's something that you have to do every day if you want to be good, and that's why I can't do that. It's gonna blow my waist out. So you know, a lot of the big time, and not many people know this, but so their capacity is a lot greater, because if you do that 3 liter every day like that, and you're going to get to where you can do a gallon like that, and you're going to get to, you can do like a gallon and a half like that, because it stretches your stomach out, dude. And once you get up,
train your stomach.
Yeah,
progressive overload.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's why it's a sport. That's why it's a sport. I'm like, hey, you gotta train that muscle, tissue, whatever, down there to do that. And so some of these guys, they puke the water up because they'll die if they don't. You know.
Yeah. So that one lady on that talk show way long ago died from that.
So you know, I ain't trying to do all that, but I would, like you did, James, is just drink that 3 liter to go pee it out in 5 to 6 hours, and you still have a little extra stretch. You know, it's kind of like blowing a balloon up. You know, once it comes back down, it's going to be a tad bit bigger than what it was. But all right, this is the last attempt at saying my competition history. I mean, competition plans. It's junior nationals, 18 weeks out, and I'm gonna do every single show till I turn pro, because it's happening this year. It's happening. I missed it by 1.2 weeks in a row, you know, last year, and I got a short off season, but I don't need a long off season because I'm not going to make weight. So I think it's about perfect timing. After talking to y'all about it, like I don't think another productive off season.
What do they say? Lats
a little wider, and waist can't get any bigger. So you know,
it's mostly just posing, tweaking your posing around. Plastic's a lot about posing and presenting it in a manner. So, because your conditioning beat everyone on both shows you did. So,
well, I've got a diet. You know, that's a good thing about the cutoff. You know, because it forces me to get down there. You know, you look yourself in the mirror when you look pretty damn good about, you know, a couple weeks out. You know, if you didn't have the scale sometimes to remind you, you would almost be like, all right, I think this is it. But, you know,
I think that's why classic guys, the 212 guys, show up in better shape than open guys. A lot of times.
I do too.
Because there's a no shit weight you have to hit.
Yeah. Bumstead's going to be nasty after he gets he's got an extra 10. 2 years in a row.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea how he looks that way.
He's been hitting his amateur weight.
He has been.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
It's ridiculous.
Stepping on the stage with that.
Stupid. You have to have like some feather bones or something, especially to make those improvements in 1 year.
He's
and
like
have his weight not really change much.
He's a bird. He's got bird bones.
He definitely does.
That's why he got the wide wings.
Yeah. Well, see, Casey's got a little bird bone to him. I don't know if you knew that. He's got a little bird bone to him. Me and you got those thick bones. Milk bones. Yeah, no, but not considering how much he weighs with his shape, you would think he weighs more.
It's because I have a long torso and my torso's small. You know, like diet down, so it's like I don't hold much weight in my stomach.
See, James, opposite of us, we got the big ass core that weighs a lot, and he's just got he's got that section missing. So
only when I'm in shape.
I got a long torso, but it's thick. Yeah, I got the worst. It's long and thick.
Yeah,
that's why I was a good power lifter. Yeah, all my weight, it was strong in here.
Yeah, I'm horrible, dude, with like deadlifts and stuff. Like, No, I think that's why my torso is small. I can't create the pressure I need and the stability, and my lower back's always been messed up. So when it comes to lifting heavy stuff that often, it's like rare.
Hey, James, that's why me and you can squat. You know, that's a lot of it. You know, I was watching a squat video the other day, and you know, when you create that pressure, dude, like, you know, I had the upper part of my stomach coming up over that belt. You know, I try to keep it in tight. You know, I'm not going to go too crazy, but I mean, as long as I can do something 20 reps, I'm going to do it.
It's that pressure, man.
Yeah.
So it makes it's where it's all your strengths at.
Pressure creates diamonds. You guys have diamond stomachs.
Yeah. I wish it was shaped like a diamond.
But you shine bright like a diamond. Let's go, Rihanna.
Yes. Let's get it. All right, guys. Got a question here. Yeah, I got one, unless you got one.
No, I was gonna say, are we doing more food or bodybuilding? Because I got a ton of food questions.
Little healthy mix.
I have both.
Let's do a little healthy mix.
So we'll just do round robin. Like you go.
Yeah, let's do some rapid fire.
Yeah, let's do rapid fire. All right, I've got one here from Travie for Pope on Instagram. Can you explain how a cheat meal night before a big lift can be beneficial the next day? Go ahead, James.
Your glycogen levels are going to be fuller. You're going to have water retention, which is good because it'll help your leverages for that lift. And I would say those are the two main things. You're just going to be fuller. You're going to be stronger. As long as you don't overdo it, your stomach's messed up, you'll be fine. You're going to be much stronger the next day. But glycogen levels and then the elevated hydration.
All right, so he pretty much nailed it there. Casey, do you prefer higher fats or higher carbs for your cheat day?
Both.
Cheat meal. Yeah.
Everything.
Yes, correct.
The greasy burgers. I like some ice cream, some cookies. Yeah. I'm like, a lot of fat and a lot of carbs. But like James said, it's like the night before, you eat it, your stomach gets full, you get a great night's sleep, you wake up, your stomach's tight. So you can still hit those lifts without feeling like you got to puke. And your glycogen's full, everything's full, so you're good to go.
So are y'all both the night before, or do y'all prefer pre or post workout the day of?
Night before. I recently changed this. So I used to always do my cheat meals after my heavy training when I was dieting. But what I realized is performance needs to be put above everything else. So you're able to perform better after the cheat meal, I feel like, versus just getting the only benefit of doing it after is you get greater nutrient uptake, but you're not getting the same stimulus as a good training session. So that's why I always put it before, because I want to get that, especially with dieting.
It's kind of a mixture for me, because it's like during prep, especially when you're doing refeeds, I like to time it to where it's like after a heavy leg day, because I already have enough leg size. So after my leg days, I'll do it to increase the recovery times. But then the next day will probably be a back day, so I can use all the nutrients to further fill up my back, which is a weaker muscle group for me.
Yeah.
Yes. So in other words, James, he's got some extra cookies laying on the oven, So if he feels like eating them that day, he's going to eat them that day.
Pretty much.
Hey, that's
the easiest. Like we make so many cookies, there's always like at least one for me to take for my cheat meal.
Yeah.
But like some days, it's like if you start early, it's like it's gonna be all day, so I need to like eat clean until after my evening workout, and then it's like explosion of just eating cookies. And
you got to taste test. You got to taste test them though.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a big guy.
Quality testing.
Yeah. What I would do, my recommendation is the last meal of the night, the day before, because that's been the game changer for me. Because if I cheat for breakfast, I'm cheating the rest of the day. I'm sorry. It's gonna go downhill. So what I do
once I start, it's done.
Yeah. Once that sugar hits your tongue, boy, it's over.
I have recently started pushing my cheat meal a little bit more before I go to bed though than I used to, because I was getting acid reflux in the middle of the night. So I'll do I planned it a couple hours before. Whereas before I would go all the way up right until I went to sleep.
Yeah.
But I can't do that.
Yeah, it's just too much going on. So I got real bad acid reflux, and my esophagus got burned. Actually, yeah.
You do apple cider vinegar?
No, I don't. But I've been thinking about it.
Do that. It. I used to have heartburn medication and nixed it.
Did it?
Yep. I don't know. I can't get scientific on it because it's
It
acidic in nature. It's acidic in nature, and it's fixing something that's got acid named in it. You know, I don't know, but it
apparently it helps your pH.
It works. Everybody does it. It has to work.
Yeah. So
I don't anymore because it was making me go to the bathroom a little bit extreme. But
really, number one or number two?
My response to vinegars, it's like gives me irritable bowel syndrome and stuff and clears me out. So I can't. That's really? Like I told you guys earlier when we were chatting. I was like, I thought I was having issues all prep, but it was really just from the sauerkraut and the apple cider vinegar and the lemon and all that. Trying to be healthy, it was unhealthy for me. You try to be healthy and it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got a question here from Chad Christensen, 96. Said thoughts on splitting legs into 2 days, quads, then hams / glutes.
My whole life, I can speak to my experiences both on the same day. That's just me. You know, I've always had pretty solid legs, so I never, felt the need to split it up. Like maybe I needed some more hamstring work, or maybe leg days are taking over for some people, and maybe they're getting a lot of quad, but they can't feel hamstring next day. Like when I work out, I feel it all the way around. I get the DOMs all the way around, the glutes, everything else. So I just like to keep it all in on one day. What about you?
I like splitting it up. So
what do you pair it with?
I just do quads and calves, and I do hams and calves on 2 separate days. But hams is really glutes too. So like posterior. I just don't think that after like a heavy quad session, like the actual work I'm doing, if you're training quads hard, I don't think one's got to give. You're not going to be able to really train hamstrings to their full extent. And I think that's why you see people with a lot of lagging hamstrings before quads. Because typically you crush some squats, you crush some hacks, you crush some leg press, and then you go do a couple sets of leg curls, half-assed set of leg curls. But so that's why I like splitting them up. Because like think about like the 2 most taxing things you do is going to be a squat and a deadlift variation.
Yeah.
So doing them both on the same day is just like too much.
We'll see what I
also on that one.
And then hamstrings is also like erectors.
I always start hamstrings first. So I think that's how I'm able to get away with it, because I think quads are a little more taxing. When you're getting under a squat, getting in the squat rack or heavy leg press and stuff like that, man, that'll smoke you if you're going all out. So I think, I like starting out with line leg curls and, maybe hit a lunge and hit some stiff leg deadlifts. And then I get into the quads, and then it's just, 3 sets.
Yeah. So you finish on quads.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, I'm with James because my hamstrings used to lag incredibly. And so then I started doing the two leg sessions a week, but it was still full leg sessions, and my quads just kept overpowering everything. And that has a lot to do with your range of motion. So I would always just squat 90 degrees, do leg press 90 degrees. And so when you're not going deeper, you're not getting the full stretch on the glutes and the hamstrings, especially bar placement. I was always high bar squat. So over the years, I switched to low bar squat to involve more hamstring, the glutes and adductors. So that's how I ended up started targeting that. But I did have to switch up my days just so I could put my full mental focus strictly on strings and my glutes, because I don't ever really do glute work. So this year I'm starting to actually do some, glute work, because my glutes, even when I'm in shape, they're not really deep cuts. So now that my hamstrings are there, glutes are definitely getting attention on both those days. So quad day and hamstring day, both the days I'm doing glute work.
Yeah, I think, I think whoever asked that question just needs to try it out, because obviously we're split here. So, do a little trial and error, see what's responded best for you, whether splitting it up, or it also depends on your schedule too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So and like Bartley said,
it also depends when you do deadlifts. If you do deadlifts on back day, you could probably get away with it.
Yeah.
But
see, I don't do deadlifts. I do rack days.
Yeah, that's how my leg day is split up now. It's like one of them is actual full leg day. The second leg day is legs with pull downs. so I could keep improving that whole backside in that one day, because then I could do some deads in there and I get a little bit more back for my second back day. So it's a back hamstring day split. But like you were saying, Bartley, if you only got a restricted schedule, obviously start with your weaker muscle group first. So if it's hamstrings, hit hamstrings first, then go into quads if you only have one day to hit.
Yeah. I also think that if you're a beginner, you should just do them on the same day. If you're just young and you're trying to just put size on right now, just do them the same day.
I mean, unless you like have a upside down bowling pin, you're looking like you're ready for men's physique, then you might need to do 2 days on quads. It depends on the lag.
Yeah, but I would do two. I would just do 2 leg days at that point, though.
I'm doing 2 legs. I'm doing 2 legs a week.
Are you? I can't because my quads don't recover. My quads can't recover, man. I just get hurt. I get like quad tendon issues or something. Yeah.
I think that's where I put some of my extra, tissue over the past off season, because I did a full off season of 2 leg days.
Your legs
for a whole year.
Blew up. They blew up.
I mean, usually they diet, and I diet down, and we get a little streamlined, but I was doing 2 hours of cardio, so my legs didn't go nowhere.
Yeah, no, your legs blew up, man.
So, all right, who's got the next question?
James got one.
All right, so let's go like a cheat meal one now. This one's kind of directed at me, but it kind of goes what we were talking about earlier. How long did it take you to recover from your 30,000 calorie challenge on Thanksgiving? LOL emoji.
Yeah.
Honestly, so that was Thanksgiving, so that's Thursday, right? It took me, so I did it. I felt okay like the next day. I fasted because till like the end of the night the next day, because I just was not hungry.
No, for sure.
But I didn't go to bed without eating. But then my throat was starting to hurt. And I was like, oh, fuck. That's probably because I was snoring. Because I snore a lot when I have big cheat meals. Yeah. So I got, fall asleep like that. But then it kept on going. And then it got so bad, my wife wasn't letting me sleep in the bed anymore. So I had to go downstairs in the guest bedroom. And then so I'm like, oh, fuck, I got COVID. And we have this policy at work. So this was Sunday. I'm like, gosh, my throat is like still killing me. Like I couldn't even swallow my saliva or anything.
Yeah.
And then, so I called. I'm like, hey, I got my throat's hurting. I don't know. I can't really supposed to not come in if you're like showing any symptoms of any illnesses.
Right.
Like, all right, see how Monday goes. See if it feels better. Well, then it wasn't at all. It was just getting worse. So then on Tuesday, I got a strep throat test. Negative. I'm like, fuck. So then the next day, the same day I got the COVID test. Meanwhile, I'm still not going to work because I can't go back in until I get that COVID test.
Right.
Whether it's negative or positive or whatever. So then on Thursday I got my test and they're like, you're negative, dude. I don't know what's wrong with you. So it's like, what the fuck? So then I started Googling and then I looked up GERD. It's like your acid reflux. So that's what was going on. And all this stomach acid burned my esophagus, man. It was so bad. I didn't spray my throat like every 30 minutes with that stuff.
Did you have any drainage or no? Did you have any drainage? See, my throat's been hurting for like 3 or 4 weeks, man, and I think it's just
so I took
ever since I got back from Egypt. I got the camel congestion over here or something. I've got.
So yeah, it was only my throat. There was no other symptoms of fever or anything. So
interesting.
I took Prevacid for 60 milligrams a day for a couple days and went away. Yeah, you should go get that at the store. But anyway, so to answer this question, it took me a week. I was fucked up for a week. I missed work, all my responsibilities.
That's good.
Because I did a 30,000 calorie challenge. But
cheat day, set him out for a week. hey, you got it though, didn't you? You got that 30.
I did.
30K.
I did.
Hey,
it was rough.
Respect. That's a lot.
It was tough, man. I don't know if you've ever tried doing it, but
I haven't.
Past 20's a breeze. 20's easy.
Yeah.
And then 20 to 30 was like.
I mean, I've eaten
it was a lot of mental.
I've eaten some things there's no telling what that 6-pound donut weighed that I ate in 30 minutes. It had fried chicken. It had a pound of fried chicken, a pound of bacon, 6 farm fresh eggs, a box of cornflakes, a bottle of grape jelly, and it was just, and it had 2 pounds of sausage gravy on top to make it 6 pounds. Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine how much is in that? And the donuts were called Dohemoths. So they were like that.
Donuts are calorie dense. Dude, those are so many calories in donuts.
Yeah. Like I've done some 15,000 calorie challenge, just meals. Yeah, I've never sat down and be like, I'm gonna hit 30 today. I told myself I was gonna do it this off season, but this off season got short real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But 30 is big. Yeah. What about you, Casey?
Yeah.
What's the most you put down? I know you put in you put in like 15 or 17 before, and not even really going hard.
Yeah, that's just for a fill up for shows.
Yeah.
Each day is like 50 days. That's like, that's me like controlling myself. So I've never actually tracked, but I know I've at least done over 20K easily a few times, especially after shows. Like over the course of the Nationals weekend, I know I had over 60K in 3 days because it's like I did my crazy fill up, and then the day after I just kept eating. So it's like
just because you can. Hey, just because you can, you're gonna stop at that gas station. You're gonna get old crusty donut. A couple candy bars. Whatever.
I've been disgusting before. Like I got permanent, especially when you first start competing. Your body's just not used to those fluctuations, and your ankles get like, oh man, it's disgusting. I have permanent freckles on my feet.
I hate the fat ankles.
Yeah, I don't get it anymore, but like
because I'm like a shoe model too. So when I get fat ankles, it's like
you're gonna get all the creases on the sides of your shoes. Like how do you get creases on the side?
It's not cute. It's not cute.
You're like, dang, I can't even. I had these J's set out. I can't even take a picture in them today. My ankle's so damn swollen.
Yeah, if you take a shoe picture for a while, it's because my ankles are fat.
When Bartley's bloated, he put on his Jesus sandals.
Yeah.
He don't put on shoes. He's like
just waller around.
Over.
Just waller around.
You're not moving quick anyway.
No.
Yeah.
All right, I got another question. This is, I'm gonna try to. This is a bodybuilding and bollocks little action right here. So, marry one, F one, kill one. Tacos, pizza, and burgers. Who are you going to marry? Who are you going to mate with? And who are you going to kill?
I'm definitely going to marry the burgers. Burgers all day. There's so many different variations. A burger, and it's just that good protein to carb ratio. Some good juicy fats up in there. Then I'd probably mate with the pizza because you could fold it up and eat it. And it has that soft cheese in there, a couple different layers. Pizza's good for any occasion, honestly. And then I'd probably kill the tacos because a lot of people, especially in Ohio, tacos here suck. California is good, but even when I'm in California, I'd rather prefer a burrito. So tacos ain't even on my list.
What about you, James? Who you gonna marry?
Kill the pizza.
What for?
And it's just pizza out of those three. It's just the least appealing to me.
Are we keeping our physique in check or no?
No, that's out of the equation. I'm strictly off taste.
Okay.
And, purposes.
Okay.
Physique's not included. I would fuck the tacos, and I would marry the burger.
Oh yeah, so y'all both married the burger.
Burger, it's all American. It's because you pretty much have it. I'll always be in the mood for a burger.
Yeah, to be honest, like I don't eat pizza often. It's like when you're watching a football game or TV at a friend's house, but I eat pizza more than I eat tacos because tacos in Ohio suck.
See, I'm from California, so I love tacos.
Dude, California tacos are great, but still, when I'm in California, it's like I'm always wanting one of those behemoth burritos with some like chili in it that's going to mess up your bowels for a few days.
Yeah.
Like those that authentic stuff.
The ones out of the truck are always the best.
Yeah.
Or the hole in wall place.
Yeah.
They're the best.
All right. So mine, I'm a little different, y'all. I got to marry the pizza. Love pizza, boys. So, I used to work at Pizza Hut back in the day, and I took home a large meat lovers and a double order cinnamon sticks every night in high school. that I worked. So I love pizza, dude. I even remember, this is back when I was, starting out the bodybuilding, dude. I took in some Star-Kissed tuna and threw 2 cans on a pizza. I was like, I gotta get that protein in today. I was like, we're gonna have to.
Like there's not enough. Like there's not enough on the meat lovers.
Yeah. Yeah. I was getting shredded back in. But so I marry the pizza. I can eat it every day. I can spend the rest of my life with it. No problem. Man, this is gonna hurt y'all's feelings, but I'm gonna have to kill the burgers.
Not a burger guy.
Man, I love burgers. I love burgers, dude.
It's not very
all right,
American.
so James,
I love burgers.
James, me and you will continue the podcast. We're going to take Bartley off.
Yeah.
Who was y'all going to kill?
You've been voted off the island.
Yeah. Hey, but look, I got the Mexican restaurant just down the street. I can't kill them.
Yeah, you got those guys giving you the hookup.
Yeah. I got my hands behind my back.
Dudes, man. The Bartley Bowl.
Yeah.
But you got the pizza hookup and the Mexican food hookup, so of course you're gonna kill the burger.
Yeah.
I don't have any hookups.
Burgers.
So I'm just going straight for burgers.
He went for his little promo code sponsorship answer there.
Hey, DWF 25 Papa John's. Get you some stuffed crust. Hey, that stuffed crust is next level, boys. All right, let's do one more. Y'all got a good one? That's something that absolutely needs to be answered. Sorry, guys. Everybody else, we'll get back to y'all. But we're going on 2 hours.
On my page that says, which kind of ties into cheat meals and bodybuilding, that says, thoughts on dirty bulking, good or bad for you? Does it help X?
Who's the name? Who sent it in? Let's give them a little love here.
_ Bay 06 _ BEY 06 Bay. It's a no picture profile, so it might be a faker, but they want to know if dirty bulking's good.
Well, you know what? They were probably ashamed to show their face, and they wanted to just get some expert opinions here, without being judged. So, the question's dirty bulk or no?
Yeah. Thoughts on it, good or bad for you?
My definition of dirty bulk is eating whatever you want, calorically dense, good tasting foods to hit your caloric requirements. I think they're good for different body types. Obviously, if you're a little pudgy fat boy in high school, probably not the best, approach. If kind of like y'all are both ectomorphs, all right?
Yeah.
So I would definitely lean towards that because I work with some kids too. So most of them are coming to me just wanting to get huge, just off the bat, 15 years old, just getting into working out, want to be bigger for sports. You're going to have to eat, and you're not going to get fat because your metabolism's out of this world right now. So dirty bulk for them, I push them towards, but we keep an eye on the protein level, because if you're just eating whatever's in the cabinets, you're not going to get enough protein to build the muscle. So I like to keep that equated for and pile in the calories, and I can look at them, every week or so and see if they're on the right trajectory or not. If not, then we go through a cleaner approach. But like I said, it just depends on your body type. I think I'm a flexible dieter, so y'all probably eat more hardcore than me. Like, I can't tell you the last time I had rice. I'm not a chicken and rice guy. Pretty low carb for the most part. Yeah, James kills the carbs. I'm kind of jealous, but if I didn't eat a jar of peanut butter every night, dirty bulking, I might have a better shot to eat more carbs. But I think you need to get your micronutrients in for sure. Tons of veggies. I hate the dirty bulk name because it just sounds so unhealthy. I think, there's a certain point in time, if you're not growing and you're busting your butt in the gym, then I think you're going to need some more calories to put on more tissue. And
yeah,
the way you're going to do that's with carbs or fats if your protein's right, you know.
Yeah, I'd agree with what you said because when I started, that's what I did, gain size, and I didn't put on any fat. It was just straight eat leftovers from people, eat whatever my parents had at home, go out, buy Carl's Jr., you know, spoonful of peanut butter, drink milk. You know, it's like, I don't think it's the healthiest long term, but if you can't break a plateau and you're shoving your face with rice, I mean, you're not going to get anywhere with that when you have a fast metabolism. You need that caloric dense food. So for a short period of time in your journey, it is useful after you do a few shows and you put on more size, and the older you get, your metabolism is going to like slow down a little bit per se, especially when you, like people say you have a fast metabolism when you gain more muscle, but when you gain more muscle, you get lazier. It's how it is. You don't want to move as much.
Yeah.
So when you're skinny, you're moving more. So naturally your metabolism will be higher because you're burning so much through meat. So it kind of evens out, but I still eat calorically dense foods sometimes to push past weight barriers. So, you know, off season, I'll have cheat meals every other day, or if I need to, every single night. It just depends where I'm at in my journey. So there's a time and place to utilize dirty foods. It's not all the time unless you're that skinny kid that just needs to put on weight, but they do work.
What about you, Jake?
For 95% of the people, it's no. But let's just say we have a guy who I think you're better off just doing it through clean food with occasional like cheat meals and stuff. But let's just say we're talking
the most disciplined. That's definitely the most disciplined way.
I mean, even like an 80-20 approach could still work. Yeah. But even like, so let's just say I had like this ectomorph kid that we're talking about. I would have him do more of an 80-20 approach where I'm worried about his digestion during the day and before he trains, because I don't want these foods affecting his training. So I would really push, like I have a kid right now this with, I push like higher calorie junk food, McDonald's or some pizzas or whatever after the training late at night to get the extra calories in. But during the day, it's pretty healthy caloric dense foods like, you know, healthy fats, peanut butter, trail mix, things like that. A lot of rice to where his digestion isn't going to affect his performance in the gym. So, because you get bogged down after like shitty food. So I think you need to feel good at least during the day before training, and then throwing the higher calorie stuff out.
I get a bunch of my kids. I made up a shake, called it the Weave Shake. I put it on YouTube if anybody wants to look at it. But it's 1,000-calorie shake, and it's all great whole food. You know what I mean? So put two packs of oatmeal in there. Put like a cup of egg whites in there. Put peanut butter in there. Put banana in there, blend it all up, and it's like 1,000 calories right here. And I'm like, that's the best weight gainer that you can buy right there.
Yeah, so do it so like
cheaper, but it's better.
That's not a dirty bulk to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then also, if some people think a dirty bulk's also just getting fat and sloppy, you can't let that happen either. So if you're getting 20% or 20%, you can't see the outline of your abs anymore. You've gone too far. You need to pull back a little bit.
Yeah, comes a point in time when it gets really unhealthy and affects performance, like James was saying. Like the reason why I was able to get away with dirty bulking when I was younger and first starting out was because I was so thin with a fast metabolism, and I wasn't eating 6 meals a day. You know, I didn't know about the whole bodybuilding regimen. It was just eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So those dirty meals were already burnt off by the time I was at the gym. And at nighttime, you know, I'm hogging whatever I can, taking, like I said, eating peanut butter scoops more than just scoop. It's just drinking gallons of milk a day. Like I mostly just drink milk. So it's like I was just trying to get calories in constantly throughout the day with my busy schedule as high schooler, you know, or after high school, being active and going and doing things.
Do y'all consider dirty bulking one cheat meal a day or no? Because I think we're all
essentially
I think you need to factor in body fat levels if you're going to classify as dirty bulking or not.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get up and you got rolls hanging off you and it's shaking everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't.
You shouldn't be bulking at that point.
No. So that's what I kind of think of a dirty bulk. But otherwise, let's say you're maintaining a semi-lean physique. Let's just say 15% below, and you look like you work out. I think it's just a way to get calories in. That's how I would describe it, not a dirty bulk. You're in a mass gaining phase, getting a lot of calories in. I say do what you can get away with. You know,
you know, I've certainly pressed the limits on some cheat meals here the past couple of years, but you know, I found a way to make it work. You know, instead of, it sounds like I'm dirty bulking when I prep it. Sometimes, man, you know, I hit this refeed every 3 or 4 nights, you know, and jump the calories up there, but that's another discussion for another day, different diet types and stuff. But you know, I just wondered if one cheat meal a day y'all considered dirty bulking.
I don't consider it dirty bulking, like what James said, as long as it's needed. So those caloric dense foods are just another tool in the tool bag. If you need it, use it. If you're a skinny kid that can't gain weight, use it all day if you have to. If you're already, like I said, if you have the muscle mass and you just need a little bit more, use it. If you're doing a refeed and you need that dense food during a cut because your body weight's going down too fast and you're losing some muscle, use it. You know, it's like, it's just a tool.
Yeah, it's a tool.
I think a lot of people use the term dirty bulking just to eat junk and think it's going to make them swole. And that's, you know, and they'll put on so much fat that they think their arms got an inch bigger, but no, you ain't doing nothing with that insulin resistance. You know?
Yeah.
You know? So
I just think for 90% of the people, the answer is no. Like you get, it's just you're gonna get you're gonna get fat. Age has a lot to do with it too. Obviously, usually the younger guys, but like I can't do that anymore.
No.
Like my metabolism slowed down as I got bigger because my body was like, I need to be more efficient with these calories. Because
I died on 1,800 calories. So I mean. I've got to dip down in there. You know, a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, how can you eat so much and still get in shape? I'm like, look, you might see a good night a week, but you don't see the freaking struggle during the week. You know what I mean? That every living second, I'm like, oh gosh, I know I've got some peanut butter in there. Should I get it or should I not? Yeah.
I like that though. I feel like when I'm actually suffering and I'm hungry, I feel like I'm doing the right thing when I'm dieting.
Yeah.
Like if I'm full, I'm like, I'm not losing weight. Like there's no way.
That's the sketchiest part about those refeed days. It's like the sketchiest part, you know, is because sometimes you don't even want to do it because like this has set me back. But then you look at the progression, you're like, if I don't do this, I'm losing more mass and I'm gonna get too small. You know, so sometimes you're forcing yourself to eat those foods that you don't even want to eat. Like if I posted everything that I ate all the time, like I do sometimes, and it gets like people go crazy over it. They're like, what the heck are you doing? You're gonna look like crap. But then I look better and better every year by doing it. But it's like some days it's like psychological where like, I don't want to eat this, but I know I have to because that's how my progress is going. You know, it's like if I cut it out, then I like crash and burn.
Yeah. I found that out when I went super clean with like a refeed for a couple weeks in a row, like just chicken and rice type shit, but just more of it. Dude, I got worse, man. Like I got fatter. Yeah, I got fatter doing that. Versus just like versus like throwing in cookies and ice cream and
Plus, I mean, you have to think of it psychologically. Like if that stuff makes you happy to have a cheat meal once a week with it. I mean, if your psyche is going to be better and you have a better week because of it, have a dirty meal. Like there's no real such thing as a dirty meal if you're healthy.
It's going to boost the thyroid too. A lot of people don't take that into consideration. It's just a metabolism boost of getting that jolt of all these extra calories. And then next day, you know, kind of like me today, I mean, you can drop it a little lower. You don't have to fast for 20 hours, you know.
Yeah.
But I know once I get started that I'm going to go hard for about an hour. It's just, there's no way around it. I'm going to eat a few meals here in a second. I'm going to get off here. I might go.
You want to end it with a non-serious question?
Yes.
One more. I got one.
Yeah.
What movie character would you be, and what about the movie? And what would the movie be about? By Big Dog 53.
Movie character.
I would be the Joker. Whoa! Walk around laughing all the time, and then when people look at me, they're not wearing a mask. I'd say, "Why so serious?" And I'd be the light in the COVID times.
That's a good one. I don't watch movies that much, but I can think of something. Go ahead, James.
Leonardo DiCaprio on Wolf of Wall Street. Just because, like, he lived like this glorious, like, just like banging lifestyle, parties all the time, doing what he wanted when he wanted to do it. and it was just like it was like a hustle, and it was like a scheme.
Yeah,
and
that was pretty solid.
it was just kind of like a shady way to do it. I just was always really intrigued by that.
You wish you could be more shady without getting caught. You
Yeah,
had so much more shoes.
And just do like massive, shoes and like massive amounts of Quaaludes and like Coke. Yeah, that'd be great.
Hey,
Yeah, not the Coca-Cola with the McDonald's. It would be actual lines.
Yeah.
you'd be buying GameStop right now. You'd be buying it up. Robin Hood, boy, you'd be turning it up.
Good.
or I would pick the dude Johnny Depp when he was Blow on the movie Blow. You never seen it? Okay,
dude, I haven't watched so many movies.
Okay, so he's
half
like
my movie knowledge comes from memes.
Yeah, he was the one that like pretty much introduced cocaine in the United States. He was like the one that was the first drug trafficker for Pablo Escobar to bring it to like Miami, and then he like he basically ran the drug from Colombia to North America and distributed it all.
Hey, James, I can't believe you didn't say The Rock, no. Man. Hey,
I was going to, but that'd be too cliche. That'd be too cliche.
Hey,
Which Rock though? Which Rock would you be?
You know you want to be swole in a movie. Jumanji. Put me in Jumanji. You can never die. You just get a life drop down from the sky, and then you can be swole in the jungle.
Like 3 or 4 marks.
But then go to heaven.
If I had to pick The Rock, I'd pick Pain and Gain, because that's when he was the most jacked.
He was yoked.
He was fucking yoked in Pain and Gain. So I would probably pick. I'd probably pick Pain and Gain for Rock.
That was a good movie.
Just because he was fucking jacked in that movie. How do you know how much he weighed?
He said he weighed about the same as me when I was on the show. I said, he asked what I weighed. It was like 272 or something. And he's like, yeah, that's about what I weigh. That's what he said. I mean, I know he gets up in the 280s.
So he was probably like 280s, 290s for Pain and Gain then.
Yeah, because he was lean when I saw him. He was pretty lean.
He didn't have to do a shirt. Like he wasn't shirtless scene lean, but he was like tank top lean. He was fucking jacked, dude.
Yeah.
It's interesting how every movie James picked had to do with drugs.
Everyone.
I'm tired of living a straight edge life.
Everyone, dude. It's bad. I'm really intrigued towards that stuff because I live such like an opposite lifestyle in real life.
Yeah.
Like it's it's kind of like more interesting, I don't know.
It's the same thing with athletics. Like I would never be a powerlifter, so I am really intrigued. And I love watching strongman and powerlifting because it's like things I can't do even in sports. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I understand the draw on that, but not quite too far with the drugs.
Maybe I'm a little overboard there. I hope the DA is not watching this and getting anything from it.
Yeah, the Navy's gonna get home.
Come raid my house. Come raid my house.
What is he hiding in those shoes?
How do you get all those shoes on Navy salary?
Oh man, that's good. Well, boys, that's 2 hours strong. I'm sure we got a lot of subscribers off of this. So
I mean, you get to answer your movie character?
Yeah, Jumanji. Rock.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Seemed like a safe one.
He was like a chick though in that movie too, though, because didn't the girl occupy his personality or his persona?
Yeah, I think I need to pick the first one.
The Jumanji one. Yeah.
The first one was funnier.
Yeah.
I can't. What about Arnold back there behind you, Casey? That'd been a good one right there.
Those are tough, man.
Pretty good, but
that's a tough question.
Two of my favorite movie characters are the Joker and Thanos. I don't know what it is about villains, but sometimes you get to use a villain.
I like villains too.
Yeah,
they're just involved in drug trade.
It's a different kind of trade.
The Joker gets money somehow though too. So Thanos is probably slanging dope too.
Dude, probably.
How do they finance those operations? You know what I mean?
I mean, unless you threaten people, you're a psycho and they have to follow along or else they're gonna get killed. That's easy.
Yeah.
Go crazy.
But
all right, let's wrap it up here. Been on 2 hours. We could talk. We do this all night, boys. So I'm glad.
Next time we'll have some Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Take some shots and
we'll have some Titan fuel next to us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we get it propped up there. And yeah, for sure, guys. So comment. I guess we'll put up another picture sometime middle next week, kind of like everybody else does, and get a few questions going, because we didn't really give people much time today, but we got a few good ones
more next time.
Yeah, we got a few good ones, but we had to introduce you to the crew, guys. Bodybuilding and Cheat Meals. It's a wrap from episode 1, and we'll catch you next week, baby. See y'all later.
All right. See you guys.
All right, boys.
How are you going?
Hope it records right.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
See you, buddy.